roof.
Have you seen anything? Anyone? I suspect not.
Hmm? There's no one here that I've seen but birds.
All right.
Would you like to get off this roof?
You need water?
I did not. Refreshing though.
Hi, everybody. You have TuesdayGrey to thank for this. I literally went to log in and I saw her name pop up in my DMs. And it was, do you stream your RP anywhere? Like on an alt account or something? And I was just thinking about that today. Like, I don't want people to have notification fatigue, so maybe I should just do an alt channel like everyone the fuck else. And then I went, you know what? Fuck it. I'll go live just for TuesdayGrey. Morgan. Morgan's been here.
Who's Morgan?
Morgan Windward.
Oh, great.
Formerly of the Red Water Company. Charlie?
Hi.
Was I right? That was Morgan who cleaned the mirror, right? Not you?
Oh, I didn't clean no mirror.
I didn't think so.
Morgan's about?
I think so.
Ah, yeah, okay. I ran into Shepherd last night.
Oh,
Yeah, they said they was gonna go and telegram a couple people over in the crossing about Hank.
oh.
Guess we'll be seeing Julie soon.
Yeah, if they made it over there, I actually forgot to check. They was gonna leave me a marking down by the docks to let me know if they'd left.
I'll walk with you.
Sure.
Nobody.
Me neither.
I trust the rest of your night was uneventful.
I just ran into Shepherd, is all. Didn't see no one else.
Yeah, uneventful.
Yeah, Shepherd was gonna send a telegram to Morgan too. So maybe that's what it was about.
Interesting.
You know what?
Worried
I'll
about him or
catch ya.
something?
What was that, Charlie?
Oh, I said maybe worried about him or something. I didn't know, but people said that Morgan was involved with everything happening to Hank's hand and all that.
He was part of the trial, yeah.
So I guess he's worried that, you know, Morgan might be in a bit of danger. Family and all that.
As far as I know, his name wasn't on the list.
All right.
But in terms of involvement, he shot his brother, so I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I imagine Hank would have said something by now if he was, however.
Yeah. Well, I told Shepard I'd do it, no problem, since they's wanted. But, they wanted to do it themselves, so.
Shepard said without hesitation that Morgan would come to his aid. Have his back, fight for him. Regardless of how upset they are at each other.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Was Hawk like that for you?
Sure, probably. We were, I don't know. It's too bad how everything went, Baroque. He were a pickpocket. That's how I met her.
Did she pick your pocket?
Nah, we was both just, dumb. Coming out of the gutter. I don't have no pockets to pick. She tried to teach me how to pick pockets, and I tried to teach her how to punch people in the face.
He was very good at both of those things.
Mm-hmm. Well, you, Delilah, you got someone that's gonna come out of the fog of your past and have your back.
No. No, I do not. Does that surprise you?
Not really.
I didn't think it would.
Do you reckon Maynard was going.
I don't know.
Looks, I suppose.
Seems like it. I was surprised when Jules and Rabbit reacted the way that they did with Edgar.
Oh, yeah? What do you mean?
They pulled their guns and immediately began shooting.
You mean when they all came walking up to the bar?
No. Before that, the first time.
Oh. That were, I don't know if I know about it. You are?
I don't know. It's what started it all.
Well, I remember we went to that meeting, and it was all good, and then fucking they shot a bunch of people down at a meeting, whose we didn't really know. So, you know, I'm like, let's leg it. But Julius pulls his gun and is like pissed off, like, why'd you shoot all those people? And I was like, Julius, it's over, let it go, let's just leave. So he holsters his weapon and we leave, and then they come after us on the beach later and it's like, you shouldn't have pulled your gun. Starts talking all this shit, and then, you know, they attack Julius and me and JJ.
I remember. If you were Hank, would you stay or would you leave?
I mean, I don't know where he knows. I guess if I knew Julius weren't here, I might leave. Or I might expect someone would bring him. And then I will probably watch the docks. Let's see here. Marking of some kind.
Not relevant.
Yeah, I didn't see no, he was gonna leave like a shepherd's crook or something like that. So maybe they didn't go.
Well, Morgan is here either way.
All right.
You have a code, don't you, Charlie? Things you will not do, lines you will not cross.
Suppose we all do, till we don't. Is that Maynard?
Yes.
Ah, fuck. You know what? I don't have any binoculars. Damn. How are you, Delilah? Your lines.
I don't know if I have any.
Look good? Hmm?
Yes.
All right. Did you find what you're looking for?
No. Not sure they left.
They just said at the docks.
Yeah. Ah.
That's something. It appears to be a riddle.
Oh yeah, we found a second note up in that tower.
And what's this?
I don't know. I don't speak Spanish.
It's Latin.
Oh?
I don't see any markings either.
Yeah. I mean, it might have rubbed off or something. It did rain a bit ago.
Oh, K-Tile yourself.
Maybe it would be a good idea for you to take the castle, Charlie. You or Morgan.
Oh, I don't know.
Keep an eye on things, at least for a time.
Guess I could do. A big place for one person.
Hmm. You're hard line. No women, no kids.
Me?
Yes.
No.
What
Did I
is your
say
hard?
that?
What is your hard line then?
Oh, you mean like don't kill any women or kids? Well, I don't really want to kill any kids.
Is that what a hard line is? Don't really want to?
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm not sure about hard lines. Like, not sure anyone really has one. Line, sure. But like something you'll never do? You just haven't been put in the right spot.
I am inclined to agree. I am curious as to someone who believes they have a hard line.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, like, if a kid, you know, was pointing a gun at me, and it was my life or theirs, then I'd probably shoot him. If I thought they was going to do it.
That silly bunch of Latin wasn't the sign, right?
I don't think so. They said like they was going to draw like a shepherd's
chalk
crook or
bullshit.
something. Yeah.
I don't know why someone's writing that Latin there. Very ominous.
Yeah, what's it say?
As
It says
above, so below.
Beware the eye of the red dragon. The red eye. I think the eye of the red dragon or the red eye of the dragon.
Hmm.
Okay.
Definitely haven't seen a dragon.
Right, well, I'm going to pop off into the bushes for a mile.
All right. Think we'll head back up to the bar.
Right.
At least I was able to get my hair trimmed. How are you feeling?
Fine.
Fine.
I'm wondering about lines.
Like you were asking Charlie about.
That's right. Do you have any?
I don't know if I'd call it lines. There are things I want to do, things I like to do, and things I don't like to do.
don't think I can ask you. You don't strike me as the type to have a code you follow. Perhaps Morgan is a better person to ask.
Why are you curious about codes?
I don't understand them.
Trying to figure out why he's here and why he didn't shoot you?
No, I'm wondering... when Shepard erased their line.
Oh, well. Yeah, you should probably ask somebody else. Make sure I'm not around either. I don't really care.
Would you rather I not talk about him in front of you? Or to you?
You can talk about whatever you like. Do you know what I would prefer? I would prefer when I haven't seen you for days, and I get sent off on an errand mission to go get on a boat and sail to a foreign land to pick up a note that someone didn't even leave for you on your bar. That if I did that, and when you come back, you don't just completely ignore me for story time with fucking Shepard. That's what I would prefer.
Then say so next time.
I don't know if you could have heard me over all your gasping at their wonderful story.
You would deny me?
Deny you? You do whatever you like. If you want to ignore me and talk to them, ignore me and talk to them. That's fine. I will adjust. Shall we? Do you know why people have lines and codes?
So they will be loved, I think.
Maybe. I know why I think they have it. It's so they can tell themselves they're not a completely awful person. And that, hey, I may be doing bad things, but I still have my code. So I'm better than whoever I'm doing these bad things to. And I have a reason to do it.
I agree.
Do you have any lines?
No, I think I would have described it the way you did. I have things I like to do, things I don't like to do, things I have no interest in. But I don't think I would be so bold as to say there's nothing I would not do.
I wouldn't say that either.
It's a type of soothing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's for people who maybe are worried they still might feel bad about what they do. That's so they can sleep at night. Be it a code, be it a line, be it, as some like to say, the principle. It gives people a reason to do what they do. Maybe I'm just selfish enough to do it because I like it or I want to. Something's in my way.
I think everyone is that selfish.
Maybe. If you have to make up a code to do it, I guess you're still being selfish. I don't know if everyone is selfish, but everyone does selfish things for sure.
I'm wondering what causes someone to move the line conveniently.
Well, it's because they were full of shit all along.
Everyone is.
That's not true.
No?
No, there are some people, whatever the reasons may be, even if it's to delude themselves into thinking they're a good person, who believe wholeheartedly in their line, will never break their line, silly as that might be.
No, I think
But it
Charlie's
is.
right. You may think that you won't cross that line, but you just have not been presented with the situation in which it requires you to do so.
That is true. People change.
So in this case, I don't think he changed. I think he's always been capable of this.
Maybe you just like to think that.
Maybe I do. Maybe I like to think I knew better.
Maybe some people genuinely don't know that they are capable of doing other things. Could just be it changes with experience. As Charlie really said, I guess.
I think for him it was boundaries, rules of engagement. A
Things he would
cage.
rather not do.
No,
Oh, for Shepard, you mean, yeah. Well, you know, people aren't gonna talk about what a great sheriff you are if you go around killing people willy-nilly, breaking all the rules.
want to know if he was aware of the cage he was putting himself in, and if he was doing it on purpose, and if he was it to try to protect himself? Was it to hide in plain sight so people would love him? Or did he really believe these things? Was he really surprised? Does he even know? He must. Because he moved the line.
Maybe he got what he wanted and all that praise and all those accolades, and then realized, oh, now what? I got that. What do I want next? Oh, I don't care about it anymore. I already got it. Now it's disgusting to me. How convenient.
That sounds more like you than him. Don't you think?
I don't know him. It also sounds like an awful lot of people. He likes to change his mind a lot, doesn't he? You know, one thing is very important, and then something else is very important. And forget this thing, I got something else I need to do. Pretty fickle.
Again, sounds more like you.
Does it? Maybe you're misremembering your history with this person.
Was that meant to hurt me?
No, it was meant to remind you.
Were those not the same thing?
I'm not the one who hurt you.
No. But you want to remind me of it.
I want to remind you how fickle they are, and that it is not me talking about me. I believe I have been very consistent. Wouldn't you say?
With me?
Yes.
Yes, with me.
I'm very consistent with myself, too. And sometimes that means it seems fickle to others, but I am consistently myself. And it has not changed until quite recently, really.
Do you not feel like yourself?
I feel like myself.
And why
Very much
until
so.
recently?
well, it's just a different myself. It's a myself I thought was lost. As I have told you.
People change.
To an extent. And some more than others. So yeah, maybe it's just time and experience and pressure. Like everything else, changes. Why are you wondering about this? Just interest, just curious?
Yes.
Figured.
I think when I look at people, I see a struggle. An internal one. Desire versus expectation versus societal boundary. And it is a delicate dance between these three things. When pressure was applied to you, you broke it. You left. You were defiant. So was I. When I look at Shepard, I wonder if it was survival or a desire to be loved. Or a delusion.
Maybe that cult did a number on him.
They released him. Unshackled him.
Right, just like everyone else, I'm sure they unshackled. He's the
Consider
only,
yourself free.
as free as can be. I'm pretty free these days. I haven't always been. Nobody is truly free. And if you are, nobody really wants to be around you. I think there's a lot of factors. And I think, unfortunately, some of them have to do with, are you a good person, and what are your natural urges and how you react to people? all have our own shackles, don't we? It's not a bad thing. It's just, shackles is the wrong word. Things that govern the way that we act. I wouldn't even call them a cage.
They are when they delude you.
That is true. I was just about to say, but perhaps as long as you're being your true self, then you're free. I think you have gotten to the heart of it.
Hello?
Did you see anyone on your way back?
Yeah, Julius showed up.
There he is.
They're down in Aguas Dulces.
Did you tell him we were here?
Yeah. He said he might come up.
Might. I suppose that means he hasn't found Hank.
Nah. Someone said they saw him in Saint Denis earlier, so he's not sure. If he's here or not.
Curious.
Well, he did tell us he'd be here the whole week, but maybe he's going back and forth.
Maybe he lied. Maybe he lied, knowing someone would tell, and Julius would come here, and he could run around the crossing with abandon.
You would think he'd want to get a hold of Julius the way he was talking.
Maybe he's not ripe yet.
Maybe he just came over here to hide, because all y'all were over there. And it sounds like you almost got him.
He didn't stay hidden, Maynard. If he came here to hide, why?
Because he saw me sitting by myself in a chair not paying attention. And he knows we know each other, so he put a gun to my head and handcuffed me with his friend hiding outside waiting for you to show up. He saw an opportunity. He's very clever. He's an opportunist indeed. Maybe he was waiting around for one person to grab. Maybe he was hoping someone would just happen to be here that's on his list. While everybody else is running around looking for him in the crossing. Pretty smart.
That's why I came back for Herbie. It's what I would do. If I knew everyone was out looking for me in the crossing, I would have come back here, stalked Herbie for 2 days, and stabbed him to death. Left him on my porch. Maybe he was waiting for you.
I don't think he was waiting for me. I think he was waiting for anybody. And he saw me. And he remembered me. And he clearly wanted to speak with you. As he had been following you around, so...
Hello?
How are y'all keeping?
Doing all right. These is a couple of people that came with Julius.
Yeah, they're on their way up.
Okay.
I believe we've met before.
I take it you had no luck?
Not much luck at all, unfortunately.
Yeah.
A couple of close calls, but thankfully, Chaucer and I at least are unscathed.
How about you? Have you run across our friend?
I've never met him. He sounds like a loon, though.
Yeah.
That's definitely one way to put it.
Yeah. Sounds like he don't know what he really wants. And he's just sort of floating around like a leaf on a river.
Seems like the man that was there is no longer available.
Oh, yeah? Is that so?
Yeah. He's clutching at anything, straws. Any sort of idea he can come with, he's trying to find it.
Well, that can be dangerous, I suppose.
It can. It's hard to predict something like that. Yeah, I mean, it's damn right unpredictable, actually.
Yeah.
But all you can do is just sort of go along with it and hope for the best. You can't let that dictate your life.
Maynard, good to see you.
Hi, how are you? Lovely to see y'all as well.
We got a party now.
I can't even hear you.
Oh, sorry. I said hi. How are you?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Oh, just fine. Pretty boring here.
It's Butch. We met a long time ago.
Hi, Butch.
Hi, Maynard.
Why are you wearing that mask, Butch?
Just for fun.
Oh, okay. I can't argue with that.
Thank you. Ooh, this smells very good, Delilah.
Enjoy.
See, someone left weird little riddles down by the docks.
Weird in content, or
Well, I don't know. Weird, just maybe that someone left riddles. Little poem, 3 lines, and one's on the crates right by the boat. They found another one up in a tower. I don't know where the third one goes. Do you know anything about the Latin down there either? About the eye? It's something about beware the eyes of the dread dragon, or the red eyes of the dragon. great reading material, but the finish seems to be kind of weak.
So, Maynard, did you see Hank when he was here?
I saw him when he had a hand.
One hand?
Well, when he had both hands.
Oh, okay, yeah. But not since then.
Does it look much the same hand to side?
Imagine the hand didn't change much, but he's I don't know. The one time I saw him, he looked kind of bedraggled. You know, like he aged 20 years. So
Oh, I don't really get around much on the island. I walk about 3 different places, so I'm not really the one to ask. And when I did walk to a new place yesterday, well, I got bored very quickly.
yeah,
So I left.
it's a great story.
I'm trying to be better at storytelling. Thank you.
Everything's been pretty boring lately. Nobody even wants to talk anymore. Just run round. Ride
Yeah,
donkeys.
past few times I've been here, I say hello, and that's a lot for me. And they just brush me right off.
That was an excellent story.
Anyway, Butch, Rafa, how's your hair, man? It was kind of poofy out here. Is it humidity or something?
Wow, Chaucer.
You getting that?
Oh, nothing. I wasn't trying to brush Butch off or nothing.
Are you saying that Rafa's hair doesn't look good?
What the fuck, Chaucer?
Well, it's the humidity. Maybe
good
if
to
you
see
would
you,
let
Dale.
Rose braid it,
And what's your excuse?
Good to see you too. Can I make
My
you a
hair's
drink?
short.
Aaron needs a haircut.
I would love that.
It does need a little bit of warmth. Oh, don't squint too hard. There's about 20 women who'd still love you harder.
This is true, yes.
Yeah.
I've seen a Sissica pistol, Julius. Yeah.
What in the hell? No, here, let me see.
I bought it off someone. I didn't go and nick it or nothing.
Okay.
There must be a place cannabis grows here, right?
Must be. It's not really my thing.
No, you go 3 places.
I hear.
Oh my goodness. And that tag has Booker's name on it. That's fascinating.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah. We was gonna do, you can look at it if you want. It's just a stock, Schofield.
Okay.
Do it for 50. Deal.
But, we was gonna do, like,
$50.
prizes and such
I'm afraid
out
I
here.
might have to
I was
start
able to get my
helping
hands
out
on
with the
that,
local
and then
around here.
we just didn't get around to it.
It's a tough business, you know?
Yeah,
I
that is really
understand
something
how
special.
much the cocaine is going.
Oh, yeah.
I'm using it temporarily till I go back to the crossing and
Exactly.
get something else.
Anywhere between 100 to for $300 a bump.
Wow, someone's really trying to undercut everyone, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
I put your drink on the table.
And then we met some kid
Ah, yes.
named Street Gibson. Street Gibson. And then he does a little pose, but none of us saw it. And he said he's the cocaine king of Saint Denis. Must have been, what, 12?
No, I didn't see him.
It's true. None of us were looking at him. We were having a secret conversations.
Yes.
Both? Yeah. He's like the kind of guy I would call a feller. You know, like, hey, little fella. No, I'm not from the desert. There's a corpse pit. There's a corpse pit filled with the letter R's. And also a grave that stands alone dedicated to a guy named Jim Henson. Just spinning eternally. It's because of the strength of principle. We were talking last night, and Rose, you'll want to hear this too, that the next time we talk to the cops about something, we're gonna say we're doing it for the principal and we're robbing the bank for the principal, and then when they figure out that we elected Julius to be the principal, and he's the principal of our little school of criminals.
Oh, God, there they go.
Now, which principal are you talking about?
Oh,
yeah,
not
yeah,
ours. Oh, all right, sure.
not yours. Oh, yeah, right?
Do you need something?
Anything
Tim?
for money?
I mean, I could get it myself. I just want a beer.
Like?
Would you like to get it yourself, or would you like me to
Sure,
hand you one?
sure. Yeah, it is very conditional.
I'll get it myself.
By all means.
Or just at a
I think you
gentle
just like
nudge.
walking behind me.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Might be a little bit of both, knowing Charlie.
Here's to that.
God damn, I miss you, Charlie. Really good to see you. I know I already said that, but it rings just as true as
I'm
ever.
an absolutist.
Thanks, Julius. Glad to see you still in one piece.
Conditions, I do a lot of shit. There's some things that I
Everyone loves
don't think I
Charlie,
would
dude.
do.
He's
You,
the
I
best character
assume
for this
you're,
group. The rest of us are fucking
Well, I've been told you're spending a lot of time in the crossing.
But, like,
so quiet and
I might.
ridiculous and
Yes,
grumpy, and he's
yes.
just perfect.
Ever since this whole Hank thing started, needed to be dealt with before I could really refocus things here, but it seems like perhaps there's going to be less of an issue going forward. We'll see.
You think so?
But I don't know.
Right.
Is Hank actually staying here, or is this merely some sort of distraction? That is the question.
Yeah. Hard to say since I've never spoken to him. But he sounds like a nutter to me.
I'm a
So-
decent person because I close my eyes and shoot wildly into a crowd. Right, yeah.
He is unbalanced, certainly, but
What's
he
the
has a
difference
plan.
between a code
What do you think
and
it
a
is?
preference?
I don't know. Hopefully,
It's not a joke. I'm just
get some
wondering
insight
philosophical
shed
aspect.
on that.
Imagine
Shepard
if
sent me a
code is
telegram,
more
that's why we're here.
thing, right? The preference is
Hmm.
something you lean towards.
By definition, it should be. Yeah.
What he left out was how exactly he knows that old Hank is here, or was here, as we've come to discover.
Yeah, that's Rose and Chaucer. That's typical. Yeah. Yeah. I guess originally codes were written down, right? A Hammurabi and stuff.
Well, if I just told you, it would ruin the game, wouldn't it?
So that
I mean, I trust Shepard's word, but it does beg the question how exactly this all became to be known, because
it is
Hank
all
was in
done
Saint
by the
Denis
sense of honor,
today.
so it's supposed to be inflated. But if codes were originally written, does that suggest that every outlaw who uses that word is literate?
So, could be one of two things, right? He's making a big scene, drawing us here under false pretenses, or
Right.
he returned to the crossing to get something, someone he needed, or whatever comes next.
That's what it should be.
It's clear he's playing with you and not me.
That doesn't surprise me.
Is to give him a choice. Yeah.
And why is that?
You know how Herbie was so mad,
It's the most definitive.
talking about how who is Lamondre to test me? Why does no one take responsibility for their actions or that sort of thing? He wasn't wrong in the sense that Hank didn't just drop out of the sky, wake up one day, decide that he hated Guarma, and he had a problem with the people here, with me.
What do you think it was?
Had I not decided I wanted to pursue remaining members of 10 Ton, I had not decided I wanted to continue once I found out that Hank was the only one involved in Damascus' death who still breathed. Had I let him live a quiet life in Armadillo as a shopkeeper, he'd still have 2 perfectly functioning hands. And he'd probably be bored out of his goddamn mind right about now.
I don't know if what you're saying makes sense, Rafa,
I
but I
think
know
it
you
was
sound
freedom.
sexy saying it.
True freedom. Scared the shit out of him.
Especially when you're a sex bandito.
He didn't know what to do with it or himself.
Oh, yeah, Maynard. You haven't heard about sex banditos? Or running rampant across the crossing?
He was trying to
They're
give
highly
himself a new
contagious, yes.
life, a peaceful life. A life in chains.
No, because by adding that, then the name makes sense. And as it stands how it is,
Making up new rules
just
for himself.
2
Writing
nouns.
articles in the paper, begging people, please,
Sex
please,
bandito.
give me another chance. I'm a good man, I promise.
Oh,
Let's
we gotta tell
overlook
that to the person
everything
writing the
that I've
jingle.
done.
Oh. I hope that there's a new street kid in Saint Denis rises to rival him named Toilet Johnson.
I stripped all that back.
Well, so are we. Toilet Johnson is on the move.
I knew from the day that I invited him out to this island
Yeah, that's true.
how
So listen,
things would
Maynard,
end,
you like cannabis?
or go at least. Truly, even I do not know how this all ends.
No. That's sorry. I
when it
was
comes
changing
down
the
to
subject.
it. But
You like cannabis? You like pizza? Have you ever had pizza? Right? Imagine this. You're hungry. You're bored. You're somewhere in the crossing someplace. Up rides the Sex Banditos. 3 guys dressed like matadors, but not culturally appropriative. And they've got
Do
in a
you
box
feel
pizza and
A little
responsible?
loud over there, don't you think,
and
Julius?
then they start stripping.
yeah. Let me.
And also, Rafa's in a cage. Hold on, Julius. We're talking about the Sex Banditos.
Please. What are you asking?
Do you feel any sense of ownership, obligation, or duty? Vorteg?
Those aren't the right words for it. No. I have no ownership over him or anyone. In fact, that is the opposite of what I've been working so hard for.
I think I understand. I didn't mean ownership as in master pet. I meant ownership as in you birthed this. And you knew when you invited him for this trial that he was bored out of his mind and that he would say yes and that he would be stripped away and left with no remnants of his former life and be terrified at his newfound freedom and lash out. Do you feel any ownership over that? I'm just curious.
Oh, I am responsible, certainly. I had thought, hoped he would handle his rebirth, his reaction to it differently.
See, I feel the same way. And for a long time, I've been confused as to why people were angry with me over Mishka, Jim, so on, so forth. It was their decision. They asked me. In Mishka's case, directly outright. I think Hank does see us as responsible.
We are, aren't we?
I don't feel any ownership, no. But perhaps I should. And I don't often use words like should.
What he wants, to some degree, is for us to be responsible for who and what he has become. He certainly seems to blame. But all we did was tear down that facade, break those chains, pull back the curtain. You said he could have done anything with that freedom, anything. The entire goddamn world. And he chose to give in to fear.
Chaucer, was it?
Yeah.
I think you are correct. I think he is flailing, lost, lack of direction. And I think you're right, Jules. I think he is giving in to fear. But I actually think he is afraid we are going to take ownership in the master pet. That we are going to take away this new freedom he has. And perhaps that is why he is hunting you down one by one. He doesn't want to lose it. Perhaps you can reason with that.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Please do.
Oh, I will. See, he held a gun to me. And he had a few choice words to say to me.
Oh?
See, that man rode me out in the middle of nowhere, told me to drop my gun, said I can either start shooting at him, start scurrying away. My choice. But before he did that, before he decided to give me a choice, neither of which I took, I decided a third. He said a few things to me, one of which was that we offered him an opportunity. Not a freedom, an opportunity to find a part of him that he had lost, and he thinks he'd found it again. So he should be saying thank you. That's what he told me.
Did you believe him?
I didn't care. See, I ain't in the business of caring what another fella wants. I'm in the business of caring what I want. And this other fella being selfish, this other fella grabbing me for his own selfish needs and holding a gun at me for his selfish needs, well, that ain't none of my damn business. That's his business. That is his selfishness. Now, I could have taken my gun out. I could have shot right back at him and played his game with him. Instead, I just stole his horse, rode off, and then shot his damn horse once I got home.
Sounds like you care quite a lot.
I do care a lot. because I care a lot about these people around me. And when a person has lost their mental facilities, when they have cracked and they don't have a grasp on the reality around them, and they are letting their hate, their selfishness, their pettiness consume them to the point of lashing out, well, I won't have that. I won't stand by that. I will always stand by the people that I love. Always.
If you have a question, you might as well ask.
Do you want me to reason with him?
It doesn't matter to me. I want you to have fun on your hunt. He wants to play with you. You want to play with him. But the last few times I asked you about it, you seemed to want to talk.
I guess that's what's got me curious. Initially, you seemed rather uninterested in having any sort of conversation with him. Didn't seem to understand why I wanted to talk to him. Then that turned into you wanted to have a conversation with him before he died, and now you're back to neutral. It's interesting, that's all.
I guess I learned everything I needed to. Ask me the question, Jules.
Sorry, I'm still mulling it all over in my head. Because here's the thing, too, right, is that I don't want to talk to him to try to talk him down. Different.
What do you want?
I know he has so much to say. Even just from what Ro told me of their conversation in the graveyard.
Julius, Can I ask you a question?
What's that?
Not for nothing, man, but do you give two shits about me, about Ro? About anybody
Jesus
that rides?
Christ, Chaucer.
No, hold on, Butch. It's a question.
You know I do, Chaucer.
A fella tried to take people you care about's head clean off. Tried to shoot me in cold blood. Who cares what he has to say?
I'm not saying you have to care about what he has to say.
I'm wondering why you have to care about it. If anybody ever tried to hurt you, Julius, if anybody tried to hurt anybody you loved, I wouldn't question it. I wouldn't care what they had to say about it. The fact is they made their statement by their actions. That has everything in it. Everything. People have a lot to say by their actions.
You misunderstand, Chaucer. You and I are not the same. That's okay. I do not want to talk Hank for some justification of his actions or anything like that. I don't need to listen to him begging and pleading for his life, because that's not what's going to happen either. Now,
Then
as
what's
I've
left?
said from the start, this threat will be dealt with. Hank made his bed the moment he decided to go after y'all. If he truly wanted to just play with me, well, he really fucked up roping other people into it, because, as I told him myself in my telegram, I can't promise him anything. That ship is so long sailed. He talks about wanting to fight me. Will I oblige him? Hey, I'm not the one who needs to oblige you shit. No. I have a curiosity. Hear what a man who's been through the things he's done and seen what he has to say for himself, where his head's at. That's who I am. I am curious. And I don't expect any of y'all to give a shit about that.
All right, so you're curious. That's fine.
I asked Della if she wanted me to talk him down. I was trying to understand the shifts in attitude. That's all.
I just didn't want to think that this was some way in which he could talk his way out of it, Julius.
He won't talk his way out of it. He won't try. That's not what he wants.
Sometimes when a man finds freedom, when a man finds that he can find happiness, he'll do anything to take it. And I mean anything. Lie, cheat, steal, say anything he wants. And don't underestimate that. He will gnaw his other hand off just to get away. Trust me, he will do that.
If he wanted to get away, he would. Hop on a train, ride out to California, New York, hop on another boat somewhere in the Caribbean, maybe the Mediterranean. Be nice this time of year. No, he's not done.
Hank doesn't know where his happiness is anymore, and that's why he's fleeting the way that he is.
You saw him at the
Peacocking.
trial, too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just wonder if along the way he won't take good people with him, Julius Bradshaw. And that concerns me.
That's exactly where his happiness lies now.
I know.
Not but a couple hours ago, you were talking about scooping him up, bringing him back to the crossing, and giving him a second chance at a fair fight.
A fair fight. Yeah, with other people, because I want to see the other people who has signed up to his little brigade.
It doesn't matter. If they mean anything, they will come out of the woodwork once he's dead.
I just prefer a straight fight to one, bunch of hiding around,
Has Hank or anyone who's friends with him struck you as someone looking for a straight fight?
No, they ain't.
I get the appeal of such an endeavor, but that's not what we're dealing with here.
I don't think Hank would know how to have a straight fight or any kind of fight if he was trying to get out of a paper bag or nothing. That fella's, he's mixed up.
Look at me. Hank's not walking away from this. You know that. Even if he came to me begging and pleading, even if I were the sort of man to entertain that kind of thing, you know as well as I do, it's too big of a risk. It's too dangerous. If he wanted this to go any other way, he needed to make a lot different choices. Okay?
All right. I believe you. I look around me and I see the most important people in the world to me. And I don't want anything bad to happen to them, and I will absolutely tear this place apart if any one of them gets hurt. And I mean that. Any one of them.
I know you will. I know. Charles, did I ever tell you about what Charlie helped me out with in the crossing?
No.
There was a fella named Jasper. We'd had some run-ins here and there, mostly around lemon trade. There's a period of time when I was out in the jungle and Jasper decided that he was going to be king of the goddamn lemons. Right. Well, I get you into this. We ended up meeting a couple times, talking a little bit of business. That was it. A couple trades. Life goes on. I hear whispers that he's spending a lot of time down in Van Horn. Well, the day Wallaby gets out of prison, I get a telegram. Jasper, let's meet up, Julius. Got some business to talk. Then I hear that he's going town to town to town, asking anyone he can find. Have you seen Julius Bradshaw? Have you seen Julius Bradshaw? I ain't stupid. I knew what he wanted was not a lemon deal. So I called upon some friends, including Charlie there. And I said, I need a deal with Jasper. He wants to meet. Let's give him a meeting to remember. We met out that lake up in the Grizzlies with a little cabin, little creeks. He greets me. And he says, "So you ride alone these days, huh, Julius?" Right as Charlie and everyone else step out of the shadows. I say, "No, I'm sorry, Jasper, not quite." He was so trusting that I was going to be alone, he only brought him and his little friend. To his credit, he did admit that he was there on behalf of Wallaby, that he was there to cut me down. I don't even think it was personal, honestly. This little whelp needed to prove his worth to Wallaby, and Wallaby figured, why the hell not? I still don't like Bradshaw. Let's send the kid after him. Should be an easy target. Well, Jasper knows the jig is up, and he starts begging me, saying, "You don't understand, Julius. Wallaby, he's got my sister. He's got my sister. And he told me that if I fail, he's gonna kill her. I have to do this. Please, just give me anything. Anything. Like, we'll cut you a little bit. Get a little bit of blood. Some blood on your hat. I'll bring that to Wallaby. I'll give him that. We don't have to hurt you, nothing. We'll play him for a fool, right? Please, for my sister. I need this." I told him, "I'm sorry, Jasper, but this only ends one way." And I cut that boy down where he stood, put him on the back of my horse, and marched him back into Valentine. This was a man who would never hurt me. Never actually raised a weapon against me. And it was just me, right? He wasn't threatening Ro, he wasn't threatening anybody I cared about, just me. Hank has bitten off far more than he can chew. And he knows that. He told Ro as much, that he plans on dying for this little crusade of his. We will grant him that, Chaucer. We will.
You know, you may or may not remember this, Julius, but that night you rode into town, dropped Jasper off at the medical office in Valentine. I was there that night. I saw you drop him off. Rose was there that night. That was maybe the first night I ever saw you. You was wearing your J. King mask. Rose and I were standing out in front of the Valentine Saloon. I had to ask a couple people at the poker table, well, who was that? What was going on with all that? They said, I don't know. But eventually it got back to me what was going on and who that was. And one of the first things I asked you was that you that evening? and you laughed and you said that was me, and that you dropped that fella off to make sure he got medical attention. So I very much remember. I just don't want to hold any quarter with Hank. And not that I think you will, but I want to be sure. I want us to be ferocious.
Oh, we will be, Johnson. And we were talking about what we were going to call this little posse. And Bro came up with that name. The Messengers.
Yeah.
I have been waiting very, very patiently. Make sure our first true message is memorable. And it will be. You trust me, right?
You know I do. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here. You know that.
Hank's death is that message. I don't know how. I don't know where. I don't know when. But he survived for a reason. His destiny and ours are intertwined. And the truth is, even if I did disagree, I felt there was some reason Hank should live, should get another chance. You know, I would never, ever hold you back from this.
All right. I want to balance it.
We will.
You lot are just a barrel of laughs, aren't you?
We
Should have been at the kids' table.
Really, truly,
Yeah.
like there was a lot there that we missed.
Yeah, you were with the grown-ups, Charlie.
It was a loss,
okay.
frankly.
Well, what's the verdict? Is Maynard joining the Sex Banditos?
I did not even think that was a question.
I'll pass.
How dare you?
Wow, that's
Damn
quick.
it.
To
You really
spit in the
fucked
face
us
of our
there,
hospitality.
Julius.
Right? Like, what the fuck?
That's what I said earlier. You're supposed to be recruiting him. Come on. I thought y'all were better at selling it than that.
He can be the aloof sex bandito.
We hadn't even tossed him the sales pitch yet. Thanks a lot, Julius. Thanks a lot.
Dental, medical, 401k.
I just don't like obligations.
Can I make you a drink?
No, I'm good. I appreciate it, though. Thank you. Kind of you.
So, where do you reckon who's going to show up next then, Julius?
You gonna play something?
Divine.
Yeah.
That is the
You
question.
could just sit there and look real pretty. You do real good there.
Was you gonna go to the mountain and see if he was out there?
Certainly take a look. That feels far too easy, but who knows? Can't hurt. Definitely
Yeah.
plan on looking around the island, seeing what signs of life we can find.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really noticed much today. I know there was a donkey around up here yesterday, but we reckon that must have been them.
Would be terribly wise to ride around on a donkey, though perhaps he felt confident that we were not here yet. So loud. Easy to notice.
Yeah. I mean, he said he was looking for you, right? But like, he knew yous weren't here though, yeah? Because you'd just seen him the day before.
No, we saw him today in San Diego. Oh, yes, as a group, we
Yeah.
saw him the day before.
Yeah, so why would he come here looking for you?
No, he invited us here.
Oh, did he?
Wow, I do
Oh,
not understand.
wait, what? I didn't know that.
By doing what he did, it was an invitation, is what I'm saying, Charlie.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. I just wonder if, like, you know, he's trying to get you to come over here so he can go over there and do something.
See, I did consider that, right? Especially considering we saw him in San Diego earlier. Right, what is the end goal of inviting us all here and then showing up on crossing
Right.
soil? I mean, maybe he gets a little luckier and catches one of us on the boat when we don't travel together. But that doesn't add up to me. That's
What's
why.
that?
Well, that's what I'm
My gut
asking, like,
tells
is
me-
there something there that he'd want to do without you around? You leave anyone
Possibly.
behind?
I mean, he's definitely still got his adopted children or nieces or
Yeah.
what the
Oh,
hell
he
ever. So he's got folk he cares about, at least to some extent. Maybe he's there to say his goodbyes, get something from the crossing, bring someone over. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he wanted to bring a couple more guns with him before he comes back.
It's desperate.
But it sounds like he's the type to wait.
Just like everything
He's,
else. It's desperate.
you know, off his rocker he's still got
Nothing
patience.
strategic about it. He's throwing
No,
shit at
he
the
is an
wall.
extraordinarily patient man. Which is why,
Usually
again,
when you
he
try and go for the
he
throat,
gathered us here for a reason.
It's not really rational.
We'll figure out what that is
you're
in
right.
time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that tracks. He's trying to attack Julius any way he can, since he can't get a hold of you or I.
Maybe we should light off some of them fireworks.
spouse.
Lure him in like a moth to a flame, eh?
Yeah.
Anyone got $1,000?
Looks like all them
Hop over and get one.
buying been paying off, darling.
Not on
Yeah.
me, no.
And you have literally talked to the fella.
I know someone who used to get like paid pretty well
Still do.
for their work, their job,
Face.
their daily, you know,
I got lucky, Chaucer.
daily work.
No, you didn't.
Maybe they've got $1,000.
You were strategic. You were smart. Yeah. Not everybody could do that.
He was here yesterday. I walked into the bar.
Credit where credit's due.
He had Maynard in chains, and then he pointed a gun to my head. He told me he was going to stay here for a
I'm not
week,
saying go and try and do it all the time. I'm just
and
saying
not to send
credit where credit's
anyone
due.
out after him, or bad things would happen. Why didn't you ask?
I'm sorry if I let my emotions get away from me a bit back there. You just know me.
Don't. You had every right to ask. This ain't over yet.
No, I know.
It certainly feels like there's something we're missing.
I understand why you asked.
Why didn't you ask me if I had seen him?
I just feel like sometimes we don't get all the answers we deserve, that's all.
It's curious if you would volunteer the information. I knew someone had seen him. Someone Shepard clearly trusts. Not a long list of names that I would have guessed might be Shepard's source.
Chaucer believes you. Hank wants to play with you and you alone. And if you keep this up, you will lose everyone else beside you. He will not stop. He made it very clear. He doesn't want to play with me or anyone else, just you. You can have him. If it's just you. But if you hunt him down with your pack, he will fight like a dog until the end, and he will most certainly take someone down with him. At least one. Do what you want, but you did set him free, and this is what he chooses to do with it. He's gotten a taste for flesh now, and he's going to enjoy sinking his teeth in.
I am well aware. It is a delicate balance right now. A tiny little tightrope I walk. Cut them out. Well, they wouldn't forgive me for that either.
Since when did you care about forgiveness?
It's more about the big picture. The relationships with my people, the trust they have in me is very, very important. Important enough I do not send them back to the crossing or dissuade them from their hunt, despite those risks you mentioned. Does not mean that I think hunting is a pack. Running around like wild dogs is an effective end to this.
Hunt however you like, Jules. Enjoy every moment of it. I'm simply telling you how you can get what you want. Based on what he told me, anyway. Based on what I observed.
What I want.
He said he would be here for a week, but if you saw him in the crossing today, I wonder if he expected someone to tell you, so that you would come here.
No, like I said, I see it as an invitation. He invited me here, us here. To what end? I don't yet know.
I think it might have been a ploy, if you ask me.
What does he gain from it?
Splitting us up. He knows that we were riding real strong a couple days ago. And if some of us get miscommunication and end up on the island, then he knows he has advantage back on mainland to get those he wants to get. Especially since it's not really a secret that Chaucer and I live in St. Denis. The two people he so desperately wants to grab.
Maybe. Gives a very, very narrow window to catch folk alone before we're all on Guarma, and then what?
Well, to be fair, Chaucer and I don't really stay here for very long. So it still gives him a window of opportunity that I think is bigger than you think it is. Respectfully.
If we were to believe he's here, then sending anyone back to the crossing would be stupid, to put it plainly.
I ain't
Maybe.
saying it's a logical move, but it's a move. I think he's grasping at straws as much as we are, trying to find him. And coming here also tries to prove a point and say that Guarma's not safe. Guarma's not a space where he can't touch us.
Julius, that's all the people you got? Is this your whole outfit?
No. We've written the ones who were not with us tonight. Like I said, there is a narrow window.
Oh. Okay. They know where to go if they come over here.
Yes. We also have some systems in place.
Okay. Well, I don't know. If I were him, maybe I'd be watching the docks over in the crossing. Maybe I'd follow the two lovebirds here home. Maybe if I was you, I'd follow them too.
Wouldn't be the worst plan if that is still what he wants.
What will you do?
But tonight, scout the island. See if there is anything of interest. Rest. Decide whether we stay here or we return to the crossing.
He wasn't alone.
I don't don't surprise me. He hasn't been.
Adelaide, or do you know Delilah?
He had a pump-action shotgun pointed at my back. I didn't get a good look at him, unfortunately.
Oh, sorry, I missed that part.
I didn't provide it until now. No harm done.
Certainly not Adelaide. But he's been spotted with at least one man.
That would be the one. Ask Maynard. I'm sure he got a good look at him. I would check his perch if I were you. Up on the top of the mountain, where we took him where he lost his hand.
No, we'll certainly check. Like I was telling them on the walk over, that seems it's too easy. But it could at least give us some indication as to whether he's returned, when he was last there, if he was there.
It would certainly give you an indication if he was feeling sentimental.
He strikes me as the type that would be sentimental.
Me too.
I didn't see him.
You didn't see the fellow who,
No, he wasn't he in the doorway, Delilah?
Speak of the devil.
That is most unfortunate. Hey, Lash, how you doing?
However, I could tell you what he sounded like.
Run all over island.
No, he wasn't
Yeah,
in the
he
doorway.
did.
He was on top of the roof by the still.
Oh, I didn't see. I didn't get a good look.
Are you alright, Delilah? He didn't hurt you or nothing, did he?
Not at all.
But I do remember what he sounded like, but I'll wait for Julius.
I really like this cigar.
What do you like about it?
It's smooth.
Now that's a Charlie from Guarma opinion, and if I ever heard it.
As I said, I didn't see him, but I heard him.
Okay.
His voice sounded like he was exhaling as he spoke hard. It was kind of rounded, kind of smooth. As he announced not to move, he has a pump-action shotgun.
Finish the rest of it.
He doesn't seem to have a clue what's going on or what Hank is thinking or anything about Delilah. He had the gun pointed at her spine, as he said. That's really about it. Yeah, very pushed. Oh, yeah. Right at your spine.
Okay.
Is that close enough?
Close enough.
Yeah, I have a gun pointed at your spine, a pump-action shotgun pointed at your spine.
Do you want to know anything else, Jules?
Oh, I think it's all helpful.
He wouldn't fight me.
I'm glad that's the case, or it sounds like this would have been a lot messier.
Have you searched for him yet?
Not since we've arrived, no.
A curious strategy. Perhaps you're hoping he'll walk back in here again.
I want to get some information. See what exactly we're dealing with. Like I said, there's something I'm missing.
Something you're missing.
Don't know what yet. The plan was always to go traipsing around the jungle, sooner rather than later.
Is there something that has you turned about, believing that he's not here?
Well, I mean, we saw him in Santa Ana, and unless he got on a boat again real fucking quick, I don't think he's here right now, at this very moment. Question is whether he's planning on coming back or not. Or what he's planning on in the first place. A little more straightforward when he was in the cross. Now, I don't know, the board has changed.
Do you think? He told me exactly what his plans were. I'm going
He
to
said
be
he was
here
staying
for a
for.
week. And don't send anyone out looking for me or there will be quite a mess. I assumed it was trickery, so I myself was not going to tell you. I assume he expected me to do so.
Is there an answer on that page, Julius?
Only more questions.
Well, he might be up there right now just faffing around.
It is possible. It is interesting that he says specifically he's going to be here a week and then immediately leaves.
Well, I suppose we should start exploring then rather than catching up.
I think that'd be good. Shepard, are you going to be up for a while?
Most likely, yes.
Perhaps after we're done looking around, I'll bend your ear.
Of course.
All right. Y'all need anything before we go?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm just
I don't
desperate to find out what happens. So, don't leave me hanging, alright?
Charlie, I will handwrite you daily updates on all of the excitement. Don't you worry.
Alright. Looking forward to it. Make sure it's got that Julius charm so it's a good 5-minute long read.
Oh, don't worry. I'll get you a novel by the end of it.
Okay.
All right. Y'all, I'll take care. I'll see you around.
Jules, I'd like a word before you go.
Yeah, certainly.
In private, if you don't mind, Charlie.
Sure.
Thank you.
Lovely cigar.
Howdy.
I was confused too. I think I was in the same place you were, mulling it over all night, all morning. It felt like he was asking me for permission, for something. He called Maynard my pet, almost as if he was afraid of it. But I can't tell if he was afraid of it or afraid of wanting it. I don't know if he came here looking for direction from me. He told me, I don't want to play with you. And then 3 minutes later said, I want to play with you. I don't know if he knows what he wants, but he knows what he likes.
I imagine for someone like him having that weight lifted off his shoulders so suddenly could be overwhelming.
If Hank cut down Chaucer, would you feel anything?
The strangest thing happened when I got his telegram after he cut down Roe. He didn't write much, just, "Your girl's bleeding in the graveyard." That was it. Quick and to the point. My heart did drop. I don't want Ro to die. I do care for her. I really like having her around. She has always been such a good friend. There was something else. I didn't really acknowledge it at the time. There was too much going on. We all had to get on our horses. We had to ride down to St. Denis. We had to find her. We had to make sure she was still breathing. But I felt this strange sense of pride. I've been teasing Hank not days before about how, despite his efforts, he hadn't actually hurt any of us. He'd been failing, and he succeeded. In that moment, he got what he truly wanted.
Does that make you jealous?
Maybe. No, not really. It's not It's not like that. You used the word birth earlier. And I think that's kind of what it felt like in that moment.
Stepping into himself.
Exactly.
You didn't answer my question, though. And I notice you didn't answer his either. To him, you said, "You know I do," which is not an answer. And to me, you completely deflected. Would you feel anything if Hank cut down Chaucer?
I would.
Is it pride?
Like it was with Ro. I think it would be complex. I would be sad to lose Chaucer. And yes, perhaps some pride. I think the better word more just awe. Like you're standing at the edge of the bar right here, just staring out over the ocean, and it's just so massive and beautiful. You're just a small piece in something so much bigger, and you just have that moment just to take it all in. It's incredible.
I think Hank is a very dangerous man. I think his motives are hard to discern. making him unpredictable, making him perhaps the perfect match for you. I was jealous when he told me he did not want to play with me. And I think he knew that. He said, "This is my life now, this new life, and this is what I choose to do with it." You're right. It is an awe. I would feel something if he cut you down. So don't be stupid. By all means, enjoy your creation. Enjoy the dance.
However violently and bloody and terrible this thing may end, I don't plan on it being with my death.
No one plans to die except for Hank, which is what makes him so dangerous. I followed 2 owls home. And here he was. I guess I am trying to tell you to be careful. That's what I mean.
Thank you. Yeah.
Happy hunting, Jules.
For what it's worth, if he had come to the bar with different intentions, if he decided that making a mess out of you would have sent as just as much of a message as going after my folk, well, I would have been very upset too.
I'm throwing up my hands, opening these arms. Time is sliding down the wall. There is an animal living inside me, gripping my heart, slow me down. The greatest weight that I've ever held, and I can't keep it all. Won't you take it all? Let's go back to when you didn't know me. Yeah, I've come to you as the devil disguised. Yeah, I know I might fall, hidden behind a mask, and I can't show you. Yeah, I've come to you as the devil disguised.
God damn, y'all. What the hell? Everyone be sure to thank TuesdayGrey. If you missed it, she's literally the reason why I went live. I was gonna log in and I was gonna record in case something happened. So I'm really glad we went live. So thanks, Tuesday. I think our sponsor is pleased for the evening. I hope you guys have a great night. We're gonna go raid Tank, who plays Jules, who we were just with. I won't be able to stay long because I don't want the meta, but I will definitely say hi. So come on with me, and we'll continue the story for you. Mwah! I'll see you in the morning.